welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon, and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on all types of topics related to narcissism, so if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any videos. I would really appreciate it if you gave the video a thumbs up. It's a free way you can help me out, and definitely don't forget to leave a comment because I like to read what you have to say. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what I believe the root cause of narcissism is. What is it? Where does it come from? What's really going on? And what can we do when it surrounds us, traps us, wraps us up completely in hopelessness and despair? I want you to consider something that might sound a little out there, but I believe that it's an important consideration when we're discussing where narcissism comes from. We use the most extreme words of agony to describe our existence with one of these creatures. And that's what they are, creatures. There's no humanity within them. We say that we're miserable, traumatized, despondent, unable to live at times. We're choking on the absence of hope. There's no color in our life, no sunshine, nothing but fear and powerlessness every single day. The misery is complete. It has us locked up tight. It's like everywhere we look, there are walls, armed guards, barbed wire. There's no way out. But at the same time, these feelings, this knowledge, this knowing came on gradually. We're like a frog that was in cold water and the heat gradually went up. We didn't know we were being cooked until it was too late. One day we woke up and discovered narcissism, that innocuous sounding word, that to people blessed to be ignorant of its power sounds like a minor, at most an annoying vanity issue. If only. How many of us would love narcissism to just be somebody believing they're better looking than they really are? We here know what narcissism really is. It's hell. It's suffering. It's pain, distress, hardship, torture. It is unrelenting agony. You feel like you can somehow, every once in a while, manage to take a small breath, only to have that grip of despair tighten around you. How small and weak we feel against a narcissist at its full power. Narcissism is not of this world. It's bigger. It's much bigger than we are. You can literally feel it. Narcissism is a force. It's its own entity. It has an independent existence. We can't see it, but that doesn't make it any less real. We can't see the wind, but we can see what it does, what it can destroy, the damage it can cause. That's narcissism. There are things that exist that we can't see, but we know they exist because we feel them and we can see the effects that they have. Narcissism is like that. For most people, even if you believe in God, to go so far as to believe that you are in a literal battle with the devil sounds crazy. I get that, but that's exactly what I want you to consider in today's video. What if it's true? What if what is happening to us is that we really are in a battle with evil, with something not of this world, with Satan? The Bible is the Word of God. As believers, we're supposed to read it and know it, live it as it's written. It's our instruction manual, and we're meant to read it literally. But so many of us are so-called cafeteria Christians. We take what we want from the Bible and leave the rest. We wear our crosses, we baptize our children, we say our prayers, we beg God to save us in times of trouble. But do we really believe what God's actual word says? Or do we prefer to make God in our image? You know, it's always fun to have God give you things. Like God is this big Santa Claus in the sky. Everybody loves God then. But what about when bad things happen and you have to still believe in God? Is your God different than mine? He shouldn't be. I said at the beginning of the video that I want to talk about the root cause of narcissism. In any illness, we fight the symptoms. It's the symptoms that cause us to take action. We feel bad, we're in pain, and that compels us to see a doctor or take some medication. In the case of narcissism, we're fighting the symptoms of evil in somebody else. And that evil comes from somewhere, from someone. The Bible clearly states that there's a very real devil, and he's ready to attack the children of his enemy, God. Are you a child of God? If you are, then know that Satan is your real enemy. He is really out to get you. He wants to separate you from God. I've heard it said that the greatest accomplishment of the devil is convincing us he doesn't exist. We aren't going to fight against something we don't even think is there. Much of Jesus' ministry involved casting out demons, saving people who were being tortured emotionally by these very demons. The demons I believe we are being tortured with today. Now, I've heard people say, well, Jesus wasn't really casting out demons. These people had epilepsy or they had some other medical condition that they didn't know at the time. Again, the devil convincing us that he isn't real. That's convenient for him because much of what Jesus did was casting out demons. The devil doesn't want you to believe that. I do believe, I've come to believe that demons exist. And when I say that, and this is what this whole video is about, just considering this, just consider that this could be true. I wasn't raised with religion. I didn't think Satan was real. That sounded insane. Spiritual warfare, believing that demons are interfering in human affairs, that a demon is involved in my life, fighting against evil forces, putting on the armor of God. It doesn't sound, it just, people don't believe that, or a lot of people don't believe that. It just seems too far-fetched. It sounds crazy. I really do believe, though, that Satan is real and that he has an army of demons ready to come in and destroy us. I have seen it with my own eyes, things connected to my ex that seem out of this world. And what is a demon? A demon is a person without a body, and they need a body to inhabit. They can't enter a body filled with the Holy Spirit, but they can and do enter the bodies of people who don't have one, narcissists. This is why we can feel the power of evil. And if you think about it, when I say a person without a body, these persons are looking for a body to inhabit because they have their evil they want to fulfill. So I'm just going to use the first example that comes to mind. So let's talk about, because there are different demons. The belief is that there are different demons. There's not just one demon that does a whole lot of things. There's many demons. So say there was the demon of alcoholism. Well, a demon of alcoholism needs a body to inhabit because it needs a mouth. It needs a throat to drink its beverage. So that's what or like you think about the demon of pornography. It needs eyes to see the pornography. That's what is happening. So people can have many different demons in them, but they torture, they entice, they want to destroy lives. That's their whole point. In John 5:19, it says that the whole world is under the control of the evil one. Jesus refers to Satan as the prince of this world. There is a constant battle going on. And for those of us dealing with a narcissist, we are caught in the crosshairs. However, one of the beautiful things about faith in God is that if you know God, if you really know the God and who he is, you know that he has already overcome the world. The world that Satan rules, our world, earth, has already been overcome by God. And that's Jesus died and he overcame this world. This is what I want you, these are more of what I want you to consider. I feel almost like nervous doing this video saying these things, but I do want people to consider this. I really do believe it's true. I witnessed with my own eyes. I mean, I saw and heard strange things connected to my ex. So many people have told me about paranormal activity that I believe it. My ex, not once, twice, he spoke in a voice that wasn't his. And this was not somebody having a higher pitched voice, lower pitched voice, or putting on some accent. His voice was different. It was not him speaking. It was terrifying. My daughter heard it one time, and she still talks about it to this day. Did you hear that when he said that to me? That was not him. It was something else. And at the same time, when he's talking, he had this look in his eyes. He was not there. I saw something that wasn't him in his body. And believe me, I know how this sounds. I also have had weird things happened to my house. I've mentioned before in my videos, we were having this terrible trouble with water all over the house. And literally water would suddenly start dripping out of the walls in the middle of the wall. There's no pipe there. It's just water dripping down. It was the strangest thing. I had people over trying to figure out what it is. Nobody could figure it out. I mean, it destroyed the floors of my home because we'd have this water pooling from nowhere. I saw this strange figure in my garage. I saw like this, I thought it was my ex. I saw this like shadow, like we call it the shadow man, and he was in my garage. These things really happen. It wasn't just me who saw them. My children saw them. I've had many of you tell me that you have had experiences like that as well. I have heard people say that narcissists' eyes turn black. There's something wrong. There's something to consider, that this might just be a force beyond what we think it is. If we believe in God, in America anyways, 80% of people have a professing belief in something outside of us, that there's something there. If so many people believe that, there's something out there, or there's a belief in something out there. So at least consider what I'm saying, because if you know what you're fighting, it's like when I said, say it is the devil, and then you don't believe he exists, you're never going to win because you don't believe he exists. You can only fight things that exist. So that's what I want you to consider in today's video. But if you believe in God, he overcame the world. It's like we have the winning lottery numbers for tomorrow's lottery. We have to put the whole armor of God on. It states in Ephesians, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against spiritual forces. So much change once I started believing that. And if you think about the full armor of God, the armor covers you from your head to your toes, not your back though. You're not supposed to run from the devil. You are supposed to confront him head on. If you are a child of God, you have the power to get rid of the devil. Your life can be taken back. You don't have to live this hopeless life where there's just barbed wire and armed guards and constant misery, and you feel like you can't even breathe. You just have the grip of despair on you at all times. There's a different life out there for you. So today's video is just considering something else. Could this be? Is this what the problem is? Because if it is, there are ways to fight it and win. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so grateful for everybody who watches my channel. If you like it, if you don't mind, please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. And I also wanted to mention just briefly, several of you have asked me if I would do coaching. And so I am doing coaching beginning this week. Several people have already signed up. I have a couple of appointments already ready to go. So if you would like an appointment, I'm going to leave my information under the video. Send me an email and I will set you up and we can have a conversation. What I really have a desire and want to do is help people get to the other side. I am telling you, it's a miracle that I got to the other side, and I really want to help people get there as well. If I can do it, you can do it for sure. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I will see you at the end of the week. God bless.